Today we're going to give you a list of some of the best movies and shows that you need to watch to celebrate spooky season the right way. Whether you like to laugh, like to be scared, or like to cozy up in the fall vibes, here's your personal Halloween watch list. The psychological body horror film It's What's Inside is a fun game night gone horrifically wrong. A group of college friends reunite to celebrate their friend Ruben's recent engagement when a surprise guest arrives. Forbes, their old friend who was expelled from their college, has not been seen since. But tonight, he arrives carrying a mysterious briefcase. He and his colleagues have invented a machine that can transfer their consciousness into another person, or in other words, swap bodies. They like to play a game that's similar to Mafia or Imposter, where they try to figure out who's in whose body. After some reluctance from the group, they finally decide to play. What was supposed to be harmless fun turns into a psychological nightmare trip as things take a turn for the worst. This one will make you want to crawl out of your own skin. Or, I guess, back in.
It's trippy, huh?
Brand New Cherry Flavor is a limited horror drama series that takes revenge to a terrifying, hallucinatory level. Our main character Lisa is a young filmmaker trying to break into Hollywood during the 1990s. After signing her first contract, she is dropped from the project by her scandalous, predatory, evil boss, and plans her revenge with the help of a witch, played by the one and only Catherine Keener.
We can do that.
With 8 bingeable episodes, this series goes into some terrifying directions as Lisa descends into a world of witchcraft, curses, and haunting entities. Brand New Cherry Flavor has some of the most unique horror designs and imagery that you will never forget. Staying on the terrifying supernatural train, if you are looking to be scared this Halloween, look no further than the Taiwanese found footage horror film Incantation. Revered for helping bring back the subgenre of found footage and being one of the scariest horror films of the 2020s, this one is for the true horror fanatics. Based on a true story, Incantation tells the tale of a mother trying to save her daughter from a curse that she unknowingly put on her unborn child 6 years ago. Her boyfriend, and their friends ran a video channel where they documented a religious ritual performed by villagers on a remote mountain in China. Little did they know, this would awaken a dark evil that would come back to claim their lives. The film blends folk horror, supernatural, and mixed media to create an interactive and immersive experience that will absolutely horrify you. Speaking of folk horror, we can't forget the film The Ritual. 4 friends go to the woods to reunite after the tragic death of their 5th member of the group, when wrong turn after wrong turn leads them into a supernatural odyssey. Deep in the trenches of a Scandinavian forest, an ancient Norse evil stalks them down, causing supernatural hallucinations and psychological breakdowns as they try to run for their lives, bringing us to one of the most shocking endings in the horror genre. Okay, let's take a step back from the scares for a second and remember why we're celebrating in the first place.
Halloween's upon us!
Good old-fashioned Halloween fun. And what better way to laugh with the whole family than Hubie Halloween? Adam Sandler and his usual comedy all-stars team up for a hilarious Halloween mystery as Adam takes on his new iconic persona of Hubie Du Bois. Centered around the night itself, Hubie, the city's new Halloween monitor, is trying to solve the recent kidnappings that have terrified the town.
Are you okay, man?
Unforgettable characters, constant laughs, and a surprising twist ending. This is the perfect film to prepare yourself for the holiday.
That was so much fun.
It almost made me forget that I buried my father today.
Oh.
If you still want to have some laughs but want something a little more intense, The Babysitter and the sequel Killer Queen are your perfect destination for a fun Halloween slasher marathon. Turning the older babysitter trope on its head, 12-year-old Cole soon finds himself in a nightmare situation as he discovers his babysitter, Bee, is a part of a satanic cult. And now that their cover is blown, they are on the hunt to make him the next victim as he has to escape this cast of eccentric cult members.
It's disgusting, though.
Before we leave the slasher marathons, we can't forget about the 4-part film series, Fear Street. Fear Street Part 1 through 3 is an anthology series of 3 overlapping connected stories from different eras through time. This movie marathon has something for everyone as we travel from 70s summer camp, 90s slasher, all the way to a 1600s witch hunt. Every aspect of the horror genre is on full display as this movie marathon is a horror fanatic's ultimate dream. And if those 3 aren't enough, the 4th independent installment, Prom Queen, takes us to the only missing piece of this horror puzzle, the 1980s. Everything you could ask for on Halloween night is tightly packed into 4 thrilling films. Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities is your perfect series to binge.
I will have my vengeance!
8 individual episodes of the scariest stories are neatly packed into this one-of-a-kind anthology where Del Toro brings all of his skills to the table. Sci-fi, fantasy, amazing visual effects, the supernatural, and constant unsettling scares. These stories are ones that will haunt you forever. Moving over one spot on the Mount Rushmore of horror, we can't forget the works of the one and only Mike Flanagan, an expert at a horror limited series. If you can time it just right, you can watch all of his titles that are regarded as some of the best, most well-written, and most downright scary series in a few weeks. Haunting of Hill House, Haunting of Bly Manor, Midnight Mass, The Fall of the House of Usher, or Midnight Club. Take your pick and get some of the best Halloween content from a master of the supernatural. And isn't it already the time of year to go through the Haunting of Hill House gauntlet again? Well, if you wanted a classic horror story, you got one. A Classic Horror Story is a 2021 Italian film that mixes horror, mystery, and drama into a perfect blend for Halloween fun. In this gruesome suspense film, 5 strangers become each other's only hope as they are stranded in a wicked forest. Something about a group of friends being stranded in a forest always makes for a great horror film, am I right? Unpredictable, thrilling scares, entertaining twist, and a fresh take on the genre, A Classic Horror Story is nothing short of spectacular. His house is intense, to say the least. A young couple from war-torn South Sudan seek asylum in England as they try to get a fresh start in their new home. But as soon as they get settled in, a sinister supernatural force begins to torment them, living within their walls and soon, their lives. As you fall deeper into the horror of this film, the gloomy, dreadful nature of this story will pull you into its darkness, only letting go when you jump from your seat from its terrifying scares and shocking horror imagery. This is one you want to be in a dark room for to truly feel the scares, and then keep the lights on for the rest of the night.
Got these guys right where I want them!
Mom, get inside!
Lastly, the newest Halloween addition to Netflix is the horror homage-filled animated series, Haunted Hotel. A lighthearted, funny story about a family running, you guessed it, a haunted hotel. The hilarious stories and characters are enough to keep you invested, but this series is for the true horror fans.
Catherine, let's talk about this. You can't trust exorcists!
Spend the season pointing out and finding all the countless horror Easter eggs that fill the episodes top to bottom. It is truly a horror fanatic's best friend, and a series that gives its flowers to classic horror.
Here's Betty!
Have a happy Halloween, everyone, and if you found something that you liked on this list, make sure to throw it on this spooky season, only on Netflix.
Happy Halloween to all, and to all a good fright!